Hey, welcome to Chart Monkeys. This is the CyberKong's official weekly show. Man, coming at you live at twitch.tv/chartmonkeys. We're getting a little outside of our antisocial bubble this week. Actually, I can't say that ever about Henry. Never about Henry, but special guest today, man. This is really, really cool. We have PP from the Pudgy Penguins. Dude, welcome.
Dude, thanks for having me. I've loved Henry for a long time. I love his base takes. Everybody always like marks him as this big bully, but I always have to correct him. It's like, bro, like, no, he's just real. But yeah, thanks for having me, dude.
He's like a teddy bear.
He is. He is.
Who do you got to switch you and PP?
I thought I did. Yeah, much better. Much
fucked
better.
it up again.
Now we got a PP sandwich. Look at that.
Dude, a PP sandwich. Yeah, PP. I'm glad you said that. Not that my takes are based, but everybody somehow lately, like I know I'm coming with a different style lately, but I'm like, I don't think I'm an asshole, and I'm not like a doomer about everything. Just kind of trying to just call shit as I see it. That's all.
Exactly.
Agree, disagree, like whatever. It's it's just a different take when all I hear is the same shit over and over. Bro, I'm sorry I missed you in Miami. It would have been great to meet up.
Yeah, all good. I was trying to stay for the Friday thing, but I promised my wife I would get home Thursday, and we had Little League baseball games, so that just wrapped up. My kid won his championship. Super proud. Super cool dad moment. But yeah, hey, we miss each other, but we'll make it happen soon.
For sure. And because we got PP for limited time, because this dude is a busy, I can only imagine how busy it is for you. Why don't, for the retards out there, why don't you just tell them who you are, what you do?
Yeah, I'm the community lead at Pudgy Penguins. I've been into crypto since 2016. I didn't really get into NFTs until probably June 2021, and like after Apes Minted. And yeah, you guys who have been around for a long time remember, like, whenever Pudgy Penguins came out, like a lot of CT who missed that, the ape momentum and stuff, kind of started piling into Penguins, and people were against us, and it's like, dude, like, we just like the Penguins. And so like we had like this very huge like CT like meme mentality, Cope, that's where Cope Harder came from. But yeah, I was part of the community since like the early days, and really remember and love the founders from back then. But whenever Luca came in and took the project over, he basically said, hey, like, I need like 4 guys who've been here and like know the community well to help really harness the power of this community. And he picked me. Honestly, he picked me to come on and just make memes for Pudgy Penguins, and then from there I moved my way up to community lead, and here we are. But it's been a lot of fun, kind of see the project go from like, hey, like one day, who knows, like, these penguins may be in toys in the store and stuff like that, like all this pipe dream shit back in 2021, to actually seeing it happen and see the community get stoked about it. But yeah, it's fun, dude.
PP, the cool thing, like the memes and how it's proliferated out there is I saw it for the first time live this week. My wife actually came up to me and she goes, is this a Pudgy Penguin? And she's showing me a text message with her sister. Her sister's like 50, 55, whatever. And I'm like, holy, it is. And she has no idea what a Pudgy Penguin is, but it's exactly, what you guys have been pushing and doing and just getting it out there in front of anybody and everybody. And it's working when it hits somebody like that. I was like, holy shit, it really works.
Yeah.
It was a cool moment.
Trying to connect all the dots and, bring in normies. I know, chatting with Henry, you got a different take on things, but we love and respect that too. And I think seeing normies like really resonate with the IP, and seeing, it's all pipe dream shit from 2021. Like, one day this will happen, and you're starting to see it start to happen, and this brand really, really grow, and people continue to fall in love with it.
Also, for clarity, you're right. Like, I've got a different take, but it's only from the standpoint of, like, let's say CyberKongs. When I went to the founders meeting, and like, I'm not so stupid to deny what Pudgies have done in the space, right? Like, you just, you just can't. If that's your take, then you're, I don't want to hear anything else you have to say, right? When I went to the founders meeting, I realized, like, and I've talked to Hoot about it. I've talked to some other people, probably even a bit on some spaces, but I'm like, dude, first off, I'm glad. What's the new word everybody's using? What is it? Co-opetition?
Oh, I like
Never
that.
heard that. Yeah.
Co-opetition? I think that's like a new thing.
It's
more of.
It's a little lame, but I kind of like it too.
Yeah, like I
get
it. I get it to a certain degree, but when I was in that room, I realized how far behind everybody else is, and how difficult it's going to be for them to try to even get like a fraction of what Pudgys has. Because like I'm pretty certain Luca can run circles around, pretty much he is running circles around everybody. I think that was the one big takeaway that I had is like, no, this dude is savage. He's a degen. He's savage and will stop at nothing to get to where it is that he wants to take Pudgy Penguins. And if you're a Pudgy holder, you should be happy about that. And if you're not a Pudgy holder, at least I've always given a lot of respect to Doodles and their path, right? Like they've had some great collaborations, but it just somehow it hasn't hit. Huda, to your point, like I don't have anybody sending me Doodles AI saying like, dude, look at this cool dude, a normie, right?
Right.
But my wife's stepdad runs a car service down in the Tampa area, and about a year and change ago, he called me because he drove somebody around that was deep in NFTs and it was Pudgy Penguins. I don't know who the person was, but he was talking about how this guy got into Ethereum really early and is deep into the Pudgy Penguins. And I'm like,
very cool.
That's some normie shit, So yeah, I think Luca's path makes a ton of sense for Pudgys. And to be honest with you, like I don't hate it. I just would be really scared if I was trying to even in some way compete against Pudgys.
Dude, I have this mental image too. You ever see there's like an octagon fight and it's like one dude versus 5 women or 4 women or whatever? You've seen that?
My favorite video.
They're hilarious. But to me, that's like Luca and then all the other founders versus him right in the octagon who are trying to go that path too. He's playing a different game. He's just like a different beast. He just is. He just is.
Glaze fest, guys. Come on, man.
No, because the other side of it is I don't know Luca, right? And I can't tell you that the things that Luca says in front of people are truthful. I don't know. I don't expect you to comment on it. I'm just making a broad statement.
No, one thing I'll say about him is like, dude, like when he came in to do the project and to like really take it over, it was between him and I forget his name, and I don't want to like throw him under the bus, but it was between him and another bidder like that were very serious about taking over Pudgy Penguins. And dude, they would come in the Discord, like he would be in there every single night, basically debating this guy on like, hey, here's my vision. And he didn't have to do that. Like he pretty much already had the deal sealed with Cole and the original founders, but he didn't mind coming in and kind of debating this guy on like, here's where we see this, brand going and here's where we want to take it. But the other guy was basically wanting to use it as like a mascot for some platform he was working on. So Luca's, dream big approach has always been like the mentality, and it's always going to be the mentality. And he's pretty straightforward about the way things are and the way things like are gonna happen. And the fact that he's been doing a lot of, I tweeted about it, like when he started getting flack for buying those NFTs, like, dude, you guys don't realize like this guy is in our Discord. Like we do a holders meet like every other week in Internet Igloo. And it's specifically for the NFT holders, like getting input from them, getting ideas, and like really telling them where the the business is going. So yeah, him buying NFTs was cool to see, and I think he's been here, and I don't think he bullshits too much, man. It's a little bit. Everybody bullshits a little bit, but.
At that level, I get it. I get it. There's going to be some bullshit.
It's part of the game.
One thing he didn't do, but PP did. Luca didn't buy a Kong. I don't think Luca has a Kong, but PP PP just came in and you just fucking dude, you just did it, man. And
I think I got like I've listened to your spaces before, but the space where he came in and I listened to the whole thing, I was like, all right, I like this guy. And like I was buying NFTs, and I think I just bought the ape and a new penguin, and you just commented as like when Kong was like, all right, fine. And so, dude, now that I've done that, and like all the CyberKongs have like followed me, and like they're replying, and I'm protect Sammy. Sammy's like my hero.
That's right,
but
dude. You started that. I love it, by the way. I love it.
You got to make that an actual command, bro.
Special dude.
I think I'm going to change Sammy's command in Discord to be
protect Sammy.
Protect Sammy, dude. It's it's funny. We're happy to have you with us, bro, by the way. Like
of course, dude. I've been looking at Genesis's Kongs, by the way. Like I got my eye on it. Like yeah, I think that's next step for me. So hopefully nobody hears that and goes and swoops up a bunch.
Now, always time on Jenny's. Always time on Genesis Kongs. I kind of want to know, because my main role in Kongs, even though like I'm out on spaces, is like my main role is community manager, and has been for since when I say the beginning of my time with Kongs. Like I'm the CM, and so I'm kind of curious. Our lives are very different, right? Community lead of Pudgys is very different than Kongs, and I'm just kind of curious, like what's your day like, bro? What's your workload like? What are you doing for the community?
A lot of stuff in the background that you don't see, but we're working on a new website, and that really ties the whole collector experience together, but like we do a lot of one-on-ones. We talk to the community, really get input, and a lot of our direction as a company has come from talking to community. Like when we did toys in Walmart, we did not have the idea of like, hey, like we should, Web3-atize this in some way. And that actually came from one of our inner igloos. Somebody brought it up on our community members, like, hey, what if you did like a birth certificate? I think that was the original idea. What if you did a birth certificate? So when someone bought this toy, they got like some digital online birth certificate that was on chain. And so basically, once they get into that top part of the funnel, we bring them a little bit further down the rabbit hole. And we took that idea, which was a great idea, by the way. I think it was Bridie who made it. We took that idea and said, let's take this one step further. And instead of giving them a birth certificate, let's give them a trait that they can claim on Pudgy World. And from there, like we had different Web3 brands and kind of introduced people into our little bubble of a world. So yeah, dude, my job as a community lead is to make sure the community's happy. If they're not happy, I'm sad. And so we're always doing the best we can to make people happy. And Henry, being the CM over there too, as well as the CEO, like it's hard to make people happy, but I think it's necessary. And if a project doesn't have somebody, leading the charge in community, it's destined for failure. Because that's like that's the most important part of having a successful NFT project, is a group of people that can rally behind whatever it is you're doing. And I think Pudgy Penguins has one of the strongest groups of people, constantly rallying behind the ups and the downs, and sticking with their forever penguin. But yeah, my day-to-day is just keeping people happy, talking to them, making sure, if they have any ideas, is it possible to implement? We started hearing this a couple months ago of like, hey, like the sales bot fucking sucks. Like, and so I started, learning how to vibe code and making, a sales bot for Pudgy Penguins, and taking people's ideas, implementing them if they make sense, and keeping people happy. That's my day to day, and making sure they have shit to do.
What's the vibe like in the Pudgy Discord? By the way, to your point, like you guys activate probably the best out of anyone. As far as like seeing the community on X, seeing people get riled up and posting their memes. What's like the what's the vibe like in Discord? What are people talking about? What are they doing? What are they doing when things are awesome? What are they doing when things are boring?
When things are awesome, everybody's rallying and having fun, and we have the commands too. We don't have a protect Sammy command, but we have the fun commands of like, you know, if things are not awesome, we have a command that's just ! riot, and it's just a bunch of penguins rioting. But dude, like it's definitely changed over the past few years, because like Discord used to be the place where everybody comes and hangs out. And I think one of our successes that we have found is like, not only should we, you know, be present in Discord and have, you know, things for people to do, but we've really kind of grown outside that bubble and like taken over Twitter. And so one of the things that we do as a community team is really try to empower our creators in the community on Twitter. So if they're running a Twitter space, we all kind of try to rally behind it and, you know, join their Twitter space, grow their following. And, you know, in 2022, we started doing soulbound tokens to really recognize people who are kind of going above and beyond in the community. So we have MVP, we have like these ICE tokens that if you held your penguin for a certain amount of time, and but Discord on a day-to-day, it can be, if it's a slow day, it's a, you know, very slow Discord day. But if market is in our favor, it's a very hype Discord day. One of the things that we did is, you know, back in 2021, I used to make all these meme videos, and we used to have all these creators making these Pudgy Penguin meme videos. Dude, we have probably 30 hours of content of just like meme videos that the community has made. And so I made a streaming server called Pudgy TV, and it streams meme videos 24/7. Like, and we have it running in our Discord all the time. So it's fun to like go to the Discord and see who's watching that, because it's always somebody new. And every now and then you'll have somebody who's been with us for a long time, and you see them just in there for hours, just like watching this content over and over. But yeah, we always try to have like cool shit to do in Discord, and you know, bi-weekly poker tournaments. It's the most hype when we have like our bi-weekly inner igloo meetings, and that, I think that alone keeps our Discord hype. And if you are like a founder and haven't started doing this like either monthly cadence or bi-weekly cadence of, you know, doing this you know, holder only like round table where you can connect with your community, highly recommend it. It's one way to, you know, not only make them feel special, but dude, like there's some smart motherfuckers in penguins who have really good ideas that if you're not bringing those in and trying to implement them in some way, you're doing your entire community a disservice. But yeah.
Did you have something, Huda?
I want to get a vibe check from PP,
Yeah.
just about broader like NFTs, right? Because it's getting kind of exciting out there. The market is, and then the community's like kind of torn between seeing people like kind of show back up when things get exciting and not liking it. And there's this whole other thing happening with people like sell shaming, and just like it just feels like our foundation, like the organic part's fucking awesome. To me, this is the best NFTs have felt in years. Like I actually think this feels better than maybe what happened in 24. But then there's just a lot of feels out there right now. How are you feeling about it?
I feel okay. I think I'm actually kind of bullish on the way things are right now. And I remember talking to Jed on Spaces a few weeks ago about this. And I think what you want to see for like momentum to return is the collectors who have been here for a while, who don't plan on leaving anytime soon, get more excited about NFTs and buying and collecting versus all this new volume coming in at one time. Because if you have all this new volume coming in at one time, which you saw a little bit when Ape started to run, people started buying dead shit for some reason, but that's just our space in general. I think those collectors starting to collect first and getting, you know, that the structure down, the pricing momentum down, and a slow build up versus like a, you know, a V recovery in the entire market. It's way more healthy in the long-term sustainable part of NFTs. But like if you had all this buy volume come in at once, then the grifters really are going to come out. And the longer we can keep those people away, I think the health of this industry is in a much better spot. But I think, you know, I saw people giving Luca flack. I saw people giving like Betty flack, and like, but if you go back on some of like their tweets, like over the, you know, past few years, like there's some of these people who have like truly never left. And I think they're just getting flack for no reasons. Like, dude, like if like if the market's starting to get hot again, like we shouldn't be pissed off that people who really haven't left, start to get excited too, because they're the ones that are kind of leading the space and leading this charge. We should all rally behind them. And I had a call with Figgy from Apes. Me, him, and Luca chatted a few weeks ago, and just seeing them kind of go back to basics and start that rallying call, I think did a lot, not only for their community, but for the space in general. Like, it's like, dude, like we used to have so much fun when it wasn't like a fucking new meme coin every 2.5 milliseconds, popping out. People are buying stuff that they love, and you have a more emotional attachment to this NFT versus a meme coin. So I think it's coming back in a healthy stride. I don't think you want the people, and I tweeted about this a couple weeks ago, but I think all the right people are saying this is fake. Like you want some of that copium to start flowing through these people's veins here in the near future. And like thread guy, whatever, like, saying this is fake, dude, like, nah, it's real. It's real as fuck. Like these people, like for the past 5 years have lived, sweat, and breathe these NFTs, and they're still here. They're still, buying. Like we want all these guys that are fading to buy the top, and the fact that they're not buying right now gives me so much more hope.
I think couple points. Like I think this is the most collaborative that I've seen projects with each other, and I don't even mean like, dude, you and I have been on some calls with founders, right? We were just on one the other day, and I think you and I are really on the same page with like, okay, we don't need to have official, we don't need a NATO of NFTs.
Yeah.
It does nothing in the end, but having not just open dialogue, but like a contact, someone where you're like, hey, PP, bro, do you want to come on our podcast? I can tell you in 21, amongst the the blue chips at that time, and definitely into 22, nobody was responding. Like maybe they were to each other. I know we were never a part of it, and I'm going to assume that even amongst those big projects, they were barely talking to each other. I think that's a new thing that I'm seeing, that there should be no expectation of help from each other. Nobody needs to throw somebody a lifeline, but just having, hey, do you have somebody for this? Do you have somebody for that? People chatting with each other, I think, is a really nice thing. And I think,
no, it's good.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's really good. And I think if you're seeing that and you're kind of taking a more jaded approach of like, fuck these people, they haven't been here, like, dude, like we needed this for a long time. Like we needed and I don't think like a centralized NATO of NFTs is a good thing, but having open conversations and being there for each other, because there's so many times like people in this industry have a problem that don't know how to approach it, that 6 or 7 other people have faced that and can kind of help them walk through the steps of not getting it done, but just like be there for them. And it's a really cool thing that I think, Henry, you've seen it, I've seen it, but just people coming together. And I wouldn't say it's wag me. It's more like sag me, like some are going to make it. But the wag me vibes of 2021, that was very cringe in my opinion. And I don't know if you felt the same way, Henry. But like, I think the people who are putting forth the effort and putting forth like genuine, approaches to community and the way the space should be built should be paid attention to, and should, have mutual respect from everybody else doing the same thing. And I think that's what you're starting to see now.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is like, even myself included, when Luca was buying those NFTs, which was a couple days before I did the spaces, the 2 week ago, Henry, when it did say like, and it's just retarded. This is nothing more than marketing. There's nothing like this is, hey, we're losing to apes right now. When I say losing, I just mean in floor price. Like apes are capturing mind share. The market's starting to heat up. We had, Luca buying, we had people like Betty coming back. And when I say coming back, like she didn't leave. Huda and I were talking before, like she didn't leave. She just kind of relinquished her role as CEO. But the thing is, like, the more I've thought about it, the more I'm just like, well, yeah, by the way, that's part of the fucking game. That's part of the game. You can't hate somebody for trying to push their brand, even if it's through like, hey, I'm going to show generosity or kindness to other people by supporting them. It's all part of what people could and should be doing if they've got the capital to be able to push their thing. So I'm kind of, while I'm all for calling out the bullshit, I'm kind of all for everything is game. Even the people right now that are screaming about like, I hate the free mint meta, I hate the cheap mint meta, I hate that liquidity is flowing into this instead of the quality projects, and that's something I hear a lot. Like liquidity shouldn't be going here. The liquidity should be going here and here. It's like, well, nobody's calling the shots on this.
Nah.
Liquidity flows wherever the fuck people want it to flow at whatever price point they're able to, afford. And I kind of like it being the Wild West. I mean, I feel like that's a bit where I'm most comfortable, is where it's like, nobody tell us what to do. We don't tell anybody else what to do. Every man and woman for themselves. And if you're good enough, you'll rise to the top. And
100%.
If you've got the stamina, you'll stay there.
Pudgy Penguins was a 0.03 ETH mint, right? And so like we all have to start somewhere, right? And I think actually like a few of us bought Penguins after mint underneath that price point. So like the fact that people are shitting on like this new mint meta, like, nah, dude, like, and I think you see like, if a founder is willing to come out and when the market starts getting hot and try to get people not only excited about their project, but other people in the project, trying to uplift them and, show some love, I think that's something the whole space should honestly rally behind. And I understand like some people's takes, but you kind of have to outweigh the takes with actually doing cool shit, right? And so that's what we've always tried to do at Pudgy Penguins, is like, hey, like people are gonna have bad takes and they're gonna FUD. It's impossible to control, right? But if you can take those bad takes and like shift them and like get people not only on your side, but like the side of, the side of the space in general. I think what he did was a great thing. He didn't buy a Kong yet though. I'll talk to him about that.
Dude, I think there's an arc for Luca that involves never buying a Kong. I could be wrong. Like maybe he does. But I feel like we don't butt heads. The reality is.
Did you get some time to like have a little one-on-one conversation with him Friday, or did you get any, or was it not enough time?
Not really.
Too many people.
There was too many people. We chatted during a break for like 2 or 3 minutes where he was like, "Hey, why don't you do this? Or have you thought of doing that?" And I think like, dude, I don't think Luca hates my guts. I think Luca's probably like, no. Like we're not trying to be something different than what we are. But I left that meeting with nothing but savage respect for how he does thing. And I learned a lot. Like I didn't take anything from that meeting and go like, oh my gosh, we need to do that. What I took is like, dude, I said at the beginning, I'm so glad I'm not in that lane, because this dude is the one who is going to smash the competition. And the part of Luca that I like the best, and I heard somebody maybe talking the other day about how Luca, you remember who do you shared the clip of like Luca talking about it being like a sports team and like he wants to crush the competition. And somebody was saying like maybe he regrets saying that to some degree, and I'm like,
he even said that. Well, but he even kind of like, he didn't walk it back. He just said like that he was in a different headspace then, and he's definitely looking to be like a little more like whatever the word you used before. He does want to do this more together, still keep that competitive edge, but I don't think he wants to crush people now. He wants to win, but he feels that responsibility to lead.
We actually had a really good conversation, me, him, and Figgy, were on our call. It's like, Figgy actually had a great analogy. He's like, yeah, like it's like a game between us, like, but like we can be rivals, but also congratulate each other after the game. Like when there's a big boxing match, like they shake each other's hand, hug each other after the thing, and you keep fighting. Just because you're on top one day doesn't mean you're going to be on top the next. And so I think as long as we all have this competitive edge, co-op or I don't know. It was really it's
co-opetition.
really
Is
lame.
yeah, it is. It's yeah.
But I think as long as people are your community wants to see you fight and wants to see you try to win. So if you're not trying to do that, then fucking get the fuck out. I mean, but like if you want a leader who feels that way, but you also want a leader at the end of the day who's also trying to rally the entire space behind them and be a team player for the rest of the space. And I think what we're seeing now, Henry, we touched on it a little bit, is like I think we're really starting to see that kind of happen. And I'm with you. Like I don't want to see like a centralized group of founders. Like we should be able to, have these conversations openly and bring people in and help everybody who's actually we can tell who are here for the right reasons. It's pretty clear when the grifters start coming back. It's pretty clear. And I think the space is wised up a bit on that. So I think we're in a good spot, man.
Agreed, dude. I know.
By the way, your Chrome looks just like mine. It's like 50 X windows up.
Oh, brother, dude. Like I've got 5 other windows with more tabs. It's brutal, but you live that life. I get
tab
it.
hell.
Tab hell.
Dude, I know you had 30, so I don't want to like keep you.
I need to do it, but this is fun. We need to do it again, dude. I've enjoyed this.
I think there needs to be more of these with people that I think people want to hear from together. Like I want to call it like after hours or some shit like that, right? It doesn't have to be formal project, whatever. It's just like real talk from people who are really there building this shit. So again, do it again.
Dude.
Yeah, super down.
Thank you for coming, fellow Kong community lead of Pudgy Penguins. We're happy to have you, bro. And you're like genuinely, we've chatted before. Like you're just like you're a good dude, and it's nice.
I appreciate it, man.
Good dudes out there doing shit.
I appreciate it, and I have one thing to say: protect Sammy.
Protect Sammy.
We're changing that command for PP. Yeah, dude. Have a great day. Okay, we'll chat here soon.
See you, PP. Guys, give him a follow. PP McGee on X. You already know him, but if you're not following, follow him, man. Awesome guy. We'll see you, man.
See you guys later.
See you, bro. Good dude. Good dude.
Real good dude. Real good dude. I'll bump him down just to make that easier. Fucking cool, man. Like, I expect cool. There's a lot of cool people in this space, but I think he's cooler than I thought too.
Yeah, same. It's always interesting when you meet people, then you put like face to the name of someone that you're like, oh, like he's I always kind of like thought of Pudgy Penguins as cutesy shit, because that is the brand that they got to sell to the world, if you will. But the thing is, like, even like Enzo's over at Abstract, like Enzo's not a cutesy dude. Enzo's an intelligent degen. PP's a degen, Luca's a degen. So it's cool it's just cool to see like the real people behind what these projects are. It's eye-opening for me.
Yeah, I love it. All right, let me give you a choose your own adventure, a couple choices here. Okay, I would love to hear a little more about Miami and the founders meeting, and I know there's probably not a lot that can be said, but I want to hear about that. And I also want to dig a little more into, we touched on it before, but like this problem a lot of people, even me, sometimes have with a lot of these spaces, these samey spaces, same characters saying the same things, and just that shit. I want to talk about cell shaming. Which path do you want to go down, Miami or like community kind of vibey stuff?
Maybe, let me think here. Whichever you pick.
Let me hear about Miami, because like I tuned it out when I heard you talking about it on Spaces because I wanted to get it from you here. So let me know how the Miami thing went. The founders meeting. What did you get out of it?
Yeah, what did I get out of it? Kind of like what I shared when PP was on. What I got out of it is that like if you're going the IP route, you are fucked because your competition is Pudgys. To what I had just said, where I'm like, man, I always think of like cutesy penguins, right? That was kind of the last time I spoke with Luca, was when I did a Spaces with him years ago. Kong's had Pudgys on, and it was all about the cutest IP, and so like what I realized is like Luca is he's savage, like he just is. he's one thought ahead. That's not to glaze him. That's just to like, you know, you're sizing up your competition and you're like, okay, that's who the guy is that's running that. So I was really happy from a project standpoint that Kongs are just not in that lane at all. Because I think to be in that lane, when I said like, you know, I don't know that he's truthful about everything, I just call it as it is. Like, I think when you are trying to sell the, I'm going to use the word illusion, but probably the right word is vision. When you're trying to sell the vision to people in Web 2, everything probably needs to be like surprise and delight, right? Everything probably needs to be a little bit like over the top and really metric driven. So you're probably doing things to drive the metrics to then use that to then be able to sell it to Web 2. Like, that's the path. Because the reality is like Web 3 alone, I don't think gets you what you want to get out of the Web 2 corporations. So I'm like, I think it would, I think the path for Pudgys requires that. And probably for a lot of these IP companies requires like that dancing on the gray line of what's okay, what's not okay. I didn't like the format of it, and that's not to shit talk the you know what happened. I pictured a round table, and this was I'm not going to call it a lecture because it wasn't a lecture, but it was like Luca was in front of the chairs where all the, you know, the other founders were. So to me, it's like, if, you know, starting off on a footing of like we're all equals would have felt, you know, much more professional is not the word. It's just nobody knew what to expect. Right. So I pictured round table, fewer people. What it was more like master class with probably about 10 more people than I think was necessary, but not in any like, you shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be here, not like that. Just
talking Atari.
Atari should not be there, like, period. but
I love Atari. Fucking, I love doing that. Every show will say that now.
Yeah. Gary's cousin Steve shouldn't have been there, but it was what it kind of turned into is like kind of a Twitter Spaces, right? Where it's like, and you can't help that when you've got that many people that all have an opinion on a particular topic. So it kind of turns into that. And from like the Kong standpoint, a lot of it just doesn't apply because we're just like really different. We're not going for that thing, which makes me feel like what we have is even more special to some degree. It may not be more flashy. It may not be more attention grabbing. I always go back to, you know, when you used to reference Kongs being like EVE Online. And that's just always something that stuck with me. And I really looked into that ecosystem. And when I say looked into it, like I would read about it and then there'd be articles about it. And it's just this kind of grungy, degenerate gaming side of the house. And I just always felt like that's pretty much what we are, right? Alpha group, not really concerned with like if we have toys in stores. It's not who we are. So it made me feel like, no, what he's saying makes a ton of sense for what most of the people in that room were doing. But most of that just doesn't apply to us. So it kind of felt like, cool, I'm glad we're kind of like the only ones here that are not kind of fighting for that same thing. Because I think what I realized is that when I say a lot of these projects are fucked, what I mean is like, they have to, for the most part, their business model relies on them being able to get more people. And I think there's been a, I don't want to say a reckoning. I think they understand that like what's in Web3 is not enough to sustain what they're trying to do, right? Like they've probably captured the mind share they're going to get. You know, they'll get a little bit more. People come in the space, but I think they've got to do this Web2 thing. They have to. They're all of them, but in particular Pudgys, like, but all of them, right? They have to be able to kind of tap into the collectible side of the house outside of Web3 and be able to get into some of these people who, you know, want to collect cardboard and may want to take a look at digital collectibles. And I think that day can come. I don't see it now. And I'm happy to not be fighting the fight for that because there's so much more involved. Dude, there's so much more involved in that, right? Like To try to get those people, the people that are into TCGs, etc. It's work, man. It's work to get them to convert to blockchain. It's work to get them to convert to digital. So, you know, that's the thing, is if you're going for that, and it makes sense to me why so many of these people have created IP brands in Web3, because the reality is most of these people couldn't do it in Web2. Like, you're competing against everybody else in Web2 to try to get your IP to be like the thing. And there's a lot of people creating IP out there. So I think it's a really difficult place to be.
Yeah.
Whereas Web3, there's kind of this built-in crowd that, like, it was primed for a narrative, right? Like Web3 was primed for a narrative of like, this thing could happen.
Yeah. It's part of the dream. It's, you know, it's that blockchain can enable you to raise funds quicker, rally people quicker, accelerate your vision quicker, and you can only do it on chain. And we're seeing if that plays out. And Pudgy Penguins are really showing the way, and a couple others too. But yeah, to me, it's, you know, it's Pudgy Penguins there, and it's fucking Claynosaurs, and those are the two that are like really leading that charge.
Dude, legitimately, no glaze to Luca.
But
nobody, bro, nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody can do it. Nobody. If there's a chance of it happening, it's through Pudgy Penguins, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
if he does it, if and when he does it, you get all of a sudden this like effect that everybody else who is trying to do that get a pump out of that. I don't just mean in floor prices, but it blows those doors wide open for them.
Yeah.
So he is the right guy to be leading that thing and break through. And I think he can do it over time. You know, he talks in like 20 years, you know, trying to survive then. Over time, I think he'll do it. And then all of a sudden, maybe that IP thing is a reality.
You're competing for distant second or third place. And the one thing that like I equally took away from that is, and dude, I could be totally wrong. You know, like I certainly don't know IP. I'm just like looking at like, what's this dude, Luca, bringing to the table for his IP, and what are other people bringing to the table for their IP? And I've seen the shots that Doodles have taken. I've seen their shots, right? And they've done a great job of bringing in like McDonald's and Adidas and G-Shock and things like that. But they don't have that guy. They don't have that guy.
Nobody
and
does.
I think if I was picking, and I met Dude Lifts, great guy, rode to the airport with him. It's dude, it's just being completely honest. I'm like, I walked away feeling like Doodles doesn't have that.
Yeah.
You know, they have the connections, but they don't have that guy. Whereas like Quirkies have Poppy, and Poppy is not Luca, but Poppy is a really upbeat grinder in your DMs, growing the community organically one at a time. So I'm like, I don't think Quirkies overtake Pudgies, but I'm like, okay, there's something that like Poppy's got some riz, I guess, and is how I would say it, as lame as that fucking sounds for that word to come out of my mouth. But I think that it's going to be interesting, dude. And I just, I just feel like my job in Kongs became a little easier in my mind, because I'm like, man, I don't even need to pretend anymore or even try to do that.
I bet that was fucking awesome for you, like kind of clarity. You had said it. I know who our competition is and isn't now, and you really feel like you're in your own lane, and you guys are nimble. That at any time you see the right thing or something new and flat, you can do it, and you guys are prepped for it, and you're excellent at building in whatever direction you've chosen. So when you choose to do that, you can. I love the spot you guys are in, dude. I wanted to ask you. I think Illa on a Spaces talked about something he suggested in the founders meeting, which is, there sometimes seems to be like coordinated FUD against NFTs, and we've never as a group tried to fight back together, right? You know, maybe we fire individual tweets and whatever, but he's like, what about, and tell me if I got any of this wrong, but like resources pulled together, like a more coordinated effort to push back against that FUD through media, through whatever. Was that said there? Because I don't hate that idea.
Yeah, it was said, and it was something that Luca was pretty, I don't want to say clear about. He's like, that was directed a lot towards OpenSea. You know, OpenSea, Adam Hollander being there, having larger coffers than everybody in the room. It was like, hey, we need some help. We should do press releases when things like this happen to be able to combat it. And Adam was like, yeah, you know, we're not just going to do a press release about NFTs just to combat FUD. But I think people were not me. Like I didn't contribute to that conversation and listen to it, but people were like, yeah, maybe we could pool money together. And Adam was happy to be able to go on podcasts and do interviews to kind of, you know, a lot of them really wanted to change the narrative from like NFTs to collectibles. Like that was definitely a big push. And I understand why they would want to do that. But yeah, it was sort of like that idea was kind of being led by Illa with like apes, and then maybe Luca taking part in it. Maybe Doodles taking part in it, but like, I think that could be good. I don't know that. I guess the hard part is I'm like, with the FUD that comes out there about NFTs, is the idea of a joint, I'm going to call it NATO, even though like that's not what it is.
I like that though.
Yeah, it's weird, man, because like I've been sitting in on these meetings about like having, Anon's been part of it. And like I've been sitting in on these, and like the more I think of it, the more I'm like, no, dude, I like that we have contact with each other. I like that we can reach out to each other. But like, dude, I don't have an illusion that Pudgy Penguins, Doodles, Bored Ape Yacht Club, or any other project should give a fuck about anybody else other than themselves. Like if there's FUD out there about NFTs, I mean, I guess if people think like a joint effort to fight the FUD would work, like great. But I still don't think anybody knows how to work with each other to actually help each other. And I think that's because like, you just kind of can't. Like, again, if you boil this down to we're all sports teams, like, I'm not trying to help you get a free agent, nor am I trying to help you sell tickets. I'm not trying to help you build a new stadium. I'm not trying to help you do anything. To PP's point that he said, like, at the end of the game, we can shake hands, we can hug it out, we can respect what each other's doing, but like, I'm not here to give you an inch. I'm not here to give you a centimeter. Hard enough for me to get an inch. Why am I looking out to try to give you one? And that's where I think a lot of the, hey, let's all work together comes from. It's typically from smaller projects to bigger projects. Yep. They want an inch. Nobody should be giving up an inch. That's kind of how I see it. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
It does. And I think that's fair too. So I'm curious if there's more meetings after this and how those go. And I just think, look, if those are jam sessions, right? If they're jam sessions and it's throwing out ideas, most of them won't be anything. They don't work, but it's only if you play music, you know what I mean by this, right? You're just playing your riffs and you're just kind of playing off each other and just whatever. Most of it's garbage, but sometimes you hit a note. Sometimes the thing comes out and you're like, holy shit, that's actually great, right? You have to have those meetings and let the process play out that way to maybe find the thing that's magic that you guys all can do, that collaboration where it is like the, I don't want to say like rising tide thing. It's not that. But again, whatever it is that the projects can do to support each other, maybe it's still out there and comes. So those meetings keep happening.
These guys have really, really, I felt not outgunned. Their roadmaps are so much more complex because they're going for such a bigger bite at the apple that like so much of what got talked about in there, I say it doesn't apply to us. I don't think that's me being lazy. I think that's me just like recognizing like, no, you guys do that, by the way. And I hope you're incredibly successful with it, because if you bring people in and if you achieve this thing, that'll help everybody. Right. Yeah. But like, I'm not, I don't want to say I'm not contributing to it. I don't really have a way to contribute to it. It would fundamentally change kind of who we are.
Yeah. Dude, let me, we're getting close to the end here. I want to maybe blitz through some stories that I just want to get quick takes from you on. I think you'll like them. them. First off, shout out to wrong tweet. Whatever. Okay. In a way, this is bullish, bearish, but not really. What did you think about the consensus after party thing being at a strip club? Like it, hate it, don't care. Like, you saw that story?
I didn't see it, and I'm like, I don't care, but that's funny. I had no idea.
I'm like, we're trying to like kind of shed this image of just the casino and just pure degen, and we're trying to attract, like TradFi's here, right? In a big way. And that felt like a weird way to end it. Nothing against strip clubs and all, but I thought it was weird. So was curious.
Okay.
How then do you feel about cell shaming? I know how you feel about it, but dude, that talk is ramped up on the timeline this week. You know, there's these alpha groups out there. I think this one in particular is B-rated. And Anon put out a tweet shitting on some dude who swept up some cheapo collection, dumped 100 NFTs, made $500. You know what? It's not awesome, but who fucking cares?
think Anon has been. I don't know. I don't know what his kind of deal is lately, but I feel like it's very off from what I would have thought his thoughts would be on things. And I don't know if it's because he's not shot calling or because he's not included. I don't know if that's where it comes from, but like the idea of thinking that anyone should control or tell anyone what projects are worth it, what projects are not, and that people should be, that there should be a standard for these things that are promoted or anything like that, or cell shaming at the very least, I think it's beyond stupid.
Yeah. He's an interesting dude. He's got great takes, but I find him pretty inconsistent with stuff. And again, he's got really good takes pretty often, but I think equal ones I just can't get with. I'm like,
this is like, be a respectful seller. But by the way, the other side of this is you were a respectful buyer. You gave your liquidity to somebody respectfully. So I don't understand the respectful selling. Like, yes, in a utopian world, you ladder out. But like nobody owes anybody.
Nothing.
Nobody owes anybody anything is what I mean.
And if a project couldn't survive that means the project did their supply wrong and release wrong. And to me, it's more on the project. Don't put out so many pieces. Find a way to stagger them out there. Like, right, protect against that, because that does happen, should happen, and you can't stop it from happening. If it's an etiquette thing, don't believe you're getting any kind of like goodwill, good deeds etiquette from this space. Not like that. So.
No, dude. And like, I think I agree with what B-rated is saying, if I understand what he's saying correctly. Like, you bought the 100 NFTs and you're a legend, you sell it and you're a rug or scammer. It's ridiculous. Like,
I love that take from him, and then he changed it. He kind of changed, and he booted the guy from his alpha group that did that selling. He's like, no, there's a better way to do it. I don't disagree that there's a better way to do it. Like, right, I think there is a better way, but also don't give somebody. I wouldn't boot somebody from a group because they did that. Then again, it's his group. I don't know. I just think like let people do what they want, when they want, how they want, whatever. Let the chips fall.
It's like me complaining about how my neighbor mows their lawn.
Yes.
I want them mowing it, at a diagonal, and they keep mowing it horizontally. It's like, dude, it's your lawn. You paid for it. You do what you want. And if you don't like it, fucking move.
Beeple packs, dude. You've seen these foundation, node packs. The Beeple every day is fucking hot. Did you see those? Do you like what you're seeing?
I like it.
Nobody's bitching about how people are selling these. Like they're going on eBay for $500 a pack. Individual cards going for 50 to 100. Some of these cards, I mean, here's a card. Let me find it. I hope I got it. $1,300 for this card.
Wow.
Right? Like people love it. Nobody is cell shaming anybody for any of this shit. We're very selective with what you can do and when you can do it and on what platforms. It's like, let the market play out how it's going to play out. That's just it. What a beautiful thing.
Dude, I'm like, yes, agreed, dude. You either take the stance of it's just every man for themselves, or you live in a retard world where you think you can control collections, where people are buying anonymously from who knows how many wallets. It's like you need to grip reality here, and you're not changing that.
Not changing it. Nope, definitely not. All right, I'm getting some bullish bearish set up here. I had a thought real quick about NFTs being back or not. Do you have any take right now how back we are or are not, or how close to back we are?
I feel like my meter, and you've been saying this for much longer, and I don't want to say I didn't agree with you, but you I got to give it to you. You always got the first vision. You felt this for well over a month, like, probably going back 2 months that you said things are changing. I'm feeling like I'm pretty convinced this time's different, bro. I'm feeling like every week there's a new catalyst, there's a new thing that makes me think like it's coming back. It does feel different. So yeah, I'm a believer right now.
So I picked, there's one specific thing, and I'm like, I'm not going to say we're back. It feels different. It feels good, all that, but we're not back until this one specific thing happens, and it has not happened yet. When it does, we're fucking back, which is a run on CryptoPunks. Literally like the CryptoPunk sweeps where we see 25 or 50 or 100 punks swept in a day. That to me is a sign of being back. Like it's the X copy sweeps, but also this. And we haven't seen this yet, man. And I'm not ready to say we're back because to me, that's the big conviction signal right there. It's not fucking happening. We're seeing some punk sales, individual ones, but the runs on punks that happen when people are like, oh, it is definitely about to go and I'm not going to miss it, hasn't happened.
I think what we're seeing right now is the pores. The pores are coming out and they're supporting. And they can support things that are under an ETH. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen normies run. We've seen dead fellas come back. We saw some pumps and subducts. Yeah. We have things that poor people have the ability to kind of like take part in. But like when you start talking about punk sweeps, right now you're getting into that different level of liquidity and
those are the guys. Those are the guys you fucking need. Shout out to normies who are cooking a 0.32 floor right now. Florentines look good.
Are 0.9?
Dude, they got to 0.12. They're looking really, really strong so far.
Holy moly.
Pretty good mint. Pretty good mint.
I got a Da Vinci. I wonder what those ones go for.
Interesting. Hang on, let's check real quick. And then bullish, bearish. Hang on. Da Vinci. 0.16 floor, dude.
Yeah.
This is good. I would sell it, but also play, man. Play. It's nice.
Dude. I think I don't know on these, man. I don't know. I mean, they're essentially free. So what do you do?
I sold one. I already sold one at 0.08. I want to say 0.07 or 0.09, somewhere there. And I'm going to keep the other and let's just see where it goes because already you're up. It minted at 0.0025. We're up.
Maybe I sell one.
Let go one. People talking super cycle again, which to me is a signal. It's a like kind of lookout signal. These guys are back talking that kind of way. Be careful, but also Clarity Act is today Brian Armstrong is speaking to the GOP. And then a vote on it. The markup is tomorrow. Let's see with that thing. That's interesting. So there we go. Bullish bearish time. You ready?
I'm ready, dude.
Bullish bearish, bullish bearish, bullish bearish, bullish bearish, bullish bearish, bullish bearish, bullish bearish.
Fucking I wasn't expecting this. Fucking hilarious. This dude married a centaur. Do I say that right? Centaur.
Yeah.
It fucking looks like it. Holy shit. That's a real ass image too. Holy cow, dude.
The thing is, she's on. Yeah. When I first saw it, I thought the same thing, and then I was like, "Oh, there's the head."
Fuck.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Bullish on that.
So bullish. So fucking bullish. This is wild. Okay. A French teen woke up from a 3-week coma believing she had raised children for 7 years in an alternate life, now needing therapy to deal with grief. Oof, dude. I can imagine. I can feel that.
Yeah. I'm kind of bullish on that because it kind of makes me think of like reincarnation and maybe whatever she did got her like in touch with whoever she was in the past.
Interesting. I listened to a video yesterday. I'll send it to you. Like a 12-minute, 15-minute video of a guy who went on a DMT intravenous thing for like 5 hours. And he talked about what it was like. And it was like a 5 or 6 month time he spent there. Like it felt like that long to him. And the stuff he described and how he described it. And he was so sad to come back. He was so sad because he knew coming back means he had to have an ego and shit. It was fucking awesome. And it made me think of this, I guess, right now. But
wow.
That's bearish on this, bro. That's fucking traumatizing.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that should be the right move to be bearish on it.
Mike Vrabel's side piece back with her husband. Diana Rossini kisses husband on Mother's Day. The pair seen for the first time since the Mike Vrabel scandal. Okay.
Yeah. The thing is so interesting, right? Like they go out and they rent a boat together when she was pregnant, and I'm bearish on her.
Big time.
Yeah.
Bearish. All right. Buffalo will open its new, I didn't know this is happening, Highmark Stadium on Thursday Night Football in week 2 when the Bills host the Lions. That'll be sweet. I didn't know they had a new stadium coming.
Yeah. They've been building it for 2 years now. So, Yep, right across from the old one.
Okay.
It's cool.
New amenities. Really cool. Is there anything about it that makes it cool?
Everything about it makes it cool. The concourse, like where you would go and get your food, you can see the field from the entire way around. So if you're at a vendor, you can still see the field. There's no dome, so like weather still plays a factor there. So should be
Love
interesting.
that. Very bullish. You're bullish. I mean, obviously bullish.
Yeah, bullish.
590,000 people paid $100 deposits for Trump's $499 gold phone. It's $59 million he raised. Year later, no phone shipped. Oh, also, company quietly removed the guarantees on delivery and refunds. So Trump just rugged over 500,000 people, scammed them out of $60 million. Trump being Trump. Let's see what the note is here real quick. Trump Mobile terms states 100 deposits are refundable. Okay. So maybe half true, kind of true. What he is the griftiest, fucking slimiest, whatever. Also hilarious guy.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Bearish on that.
Really funny. My son's flipped on him. He was very, and he was too young to vote, but he used to really just all things like Trump, love. And now he's like, is he the worst president ever? I'm like, yeah.
He's getting there. Yeah.
Good things may still come of it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm here to, I'm an enjoyer. I'm here trying to find things to enjoy, whatever. Anyway, amazing how these viruses work. Bus drivers and security guards resistant to viruses. This is to do with the Hanta, whatever virus.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
We got a local case up here, man, but yeah.
Not related.
It's from actual rat turds. So a whole separate strain, but
yeah.
So, bearish as well. Okay. Well, I had that twice. Okay. The boys got a little excited after beating the Dodgers. Who is this? The Giants?
Yeah.
Cool dance.
The Bacon Sports Center with their celebrations. This was a new one, and people are not sure what it's supposed to be. Kind of bullish on it. It's not gay if you watch.
Yeah. It's not gay if you're watching. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm watching. Bullish. A woman awakes during the night to find her husband's not in bed. Oh, I saw this. Okay. Puts on a robe, goes downstairs to look for him, finds him at the kitchen table, hot cup of coffee. The TLDR, he's crying and he's saying, it's the 20th anniversary of the day we met. And she can't believe he remembered it. And the husband says, do you remember 20 years ago when we started dating? I was 18, you were 16. And the husband's words were not coming easily. Do you remember when your father caught us in the backseat of my car? The husband said, do you remember when he shoved the shotgun in my face, said, either you marry my daughter or I'll send you to prison for 20 years? He wiped another tear away and said, I would have gotten out today.
This is funny.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Funny.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's a bullish story.
Bullish on the story.
Heartwarming in a fucked up way. When his caretaker falls over, the panda laughs.
You got to go to the beginning of it. You got to go to the beginning.
Of the video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so you can see him fall over. The panda thinks it's funny, but then he comes over and he's like, hey, bro.
Aw.
It's all good.
That's real?
Unless it got fucking dude, it never community notes it when I read it. I like specifically checked it yesterday when I did it, and now son of a
dude,
bitch.
Everything's fake. Every fucking thing out there is fake. So just know that. Gen Z broccoli haircut is the worst haircut in human history. Can't change my mind.
Did you know? I didn't know that that's what it was called. I kind of wondered, like, why is everybody wearing this lame ass haircut?
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was the broccoli cut, but dude, worst haircut ever.
It's worse than the bowl cut. Yeah. It's terrible. It is awful. It's fucking awful. And everybody had one. Bullish on the framing of it, that it's going to go down as the worst haircut. Bearish on the cut, though. Like, fucking terrible.
Yeah, agreed.
Anything else?
Nah, man.
Good. Spicy shit. Fun. Dude, I like PP a lot. We got to get him back. I think we need to get even a group of people like that on for some real candid shit. We got to get our spaces going soon, too. These spaces. I think with the other crew, I think that'd be fun. So we'll talk. Guys, make sure you follow CyberKongs over on X. Henry the Grape over on X. Give him a follow. I am mind maxing on X. And again, PP McGee. Follow that guy. Great guy. That'll fucking do it. Twitch.tv/chartmonkeys. We'll see you back here next week. Same time, same place. Maybe a guest too. We'll see. But we'll definitely see you next week. Goodbye, guys.